president. I remember you wrote a letter to the president asking him to help you with that legislation. He mentioned it in State of the Union, and then the chairman of the Joint Chiefs and Gates came up and said they thought the law should be repealed. Is there a way that you can actually, the Senate Democrats can actually make this process work to our advantage instead of having to go through filibusters by actually including the bill in the chairman's mark and getting it into the bill in committee?
Yeah, let me say this. I just left a meeting that started at 11 o'clock, so I left about noon. We were there giving the gold medal to the WASPs, the Women Air Force Service Program, whatever it was. Anyway, the WASPs, the women that flew airplanes World War II. There were 1,100 of them. The reason I mention that in answer to your question, in World War II, women weren't allowed to fly airplanes. They weren't allowed to do anything in the military to speak of. But they got so desperate in moving airplanes from one part of the United States to another part of the United States, flying stuff overseas. They were desperate, and they allowed 1,100 women who were already pilots. They didn't train them to come in to fly these airplanes. 38 of them were killed, and they really revolutionized the military. What did we gain over the? They didn't start till 43. We should have women in the beginning of the war. We could have saved a lot of other efforts by having them there. I mention that because people today, still people, some of them have big stars on their shoulders, say that we can't have gays in the military. But if you read down or listen to what they say, it doesn't make any sense. So I've always been someone who has believed that this policy is senseless, that if someone is good enough to come in the military, they should be able to finish their tour of duty. They should be treated no differently than a heterosexual. If a homosexual, a gay person does something that's untoward while in the military, get rid of them, same as a heterosexual. So I'm all in favor of this program, and I think that the angst that we're going through now is a waste of time.
Can we get it into the Defense Authorization bill in the committee, do you think?
Chairman's mark?
The chairman's mark?
There's a possibility. Carl Levin is a thoughtful man. I personally believe that there will be an amendment offered if it's not in the chairman's mark. I'm quite confident there will be an amendment offered on the floor to
On the floor?
get rid of the policy. Yes.